I don't think there is anything that influences each and every one of us than that of the family that we come from. That is for good or not so good, eh? But that's a profound influence. And on this Feast of the Holy Family, I would invite you to reflect just very briefly. We know what kind of man Jesus turned out to be. But where did he begin this, to learn who he was and the traditions of his family? Where did he learn to pray? Where did he learn to work? It was in the family. I ran across an interesting reflection. I'm going to pass it on to you. An article in the National Catholic Reporter, a weekly publication, and by Daniel Horan. I just thought this was just wonderful. I've been really thinking about this and meditating upon it in terms of our Christmas celebrations. And the article is entitled, "Christmas is about celebrating the humanity of God." We usually don't think of that, do we? But that's the mystery of the incarnation, that God in fact becomes human, an astounding thing, in order that we might become godlike. So Daniel says to us, for a wonderful, he talks about St. Bonaventure's reflection on Christmas, but he says, I find myself thinking about the majority of Jesus' life that is not recorded in the Gospels, which scholars often call the hidden life before he began his public ministry. And that was a long time. That private life was, up until he was 30. What were those long nights, days and months and years like for Mary and Joseph, Jesus and their extended family? How did Jesus feel when he had a cold or an upset stomach? What was it like to be on the run? Refugees fleeing from the threat of political violence unleashed by Herod. Did the toddler Jesus know or sense his parents' fear and uncertainty? Did Joseph lie awake in the night, terrified about how he would protect and provide for his family? What were Mary's thoughts and doubts and fears? Did she try to hide them from her child to protect her young boy from the world's harsh realities, like many parents do? And when, as legend has it, Joseph died when Jesus was young, what was it like for Mary to be a single mother? How did Jesus' laugh sound? And what did he find funny? What pulled at his young heartstrings or made him cry? What was his experience of growing up, of growing pains, and his becoming an adult? Long before he had disciples, who were his friends and what were they like? What was Jesus like? How did he work? And what did he think in the years, months, and days before the baptism in the Jordan, the miracle of Cana, or the pronouncement of Isaiah's prophetic fulfillment at the synagogue at Nazareth? What was Jesus before he was that adult Jesus? I think just to somehow it places Jesus within our humanity, in our world. It tells that Jesus was like us in all things but sin. It's a marvelous thing to reflect on, that this great God, this infinite God, God beyond all us, was able to take flesh in the limitedness of being a boy, of being a child, of being a human person. Yeah. I would invite you to reflect on that in these days of Christmas joy. And also, I have a suggestion for you. We all come from parents, of course. Fortunately, mine I had a wonderful childhood, wonderful. My dad was a milkman, so we certainly weren't rich, but we were provided for. It was a home of great love. For those of you who have had a family or have a family like mine, I would ask that in these days of Christmas, you give thanks for them. I am a priest today because of them, how they taught me, and the example they gave to me. For those of you, however, who did not have a privileged childhood like myself, who bear great anger and resentment to their parents and their incredible lack of being able to parent you as you should have, perhaps it's time to let that go. Perhaps it's time to seek some kind of healing, to be free of all of that, and to recognize for the many reasons they weren't capable of providing for you, either financially or emotionally or spiritually. Write them a letter, go to their grave, and allow that resentment to pass. In that sense, you will really know the joy of this Christmas season. On behalf of everyone, again, I wasn't here for yesterday or Christmas, I want to express great gratitude for all of you and your faith and your witness. We are a family here, made up of many different individuals. We are bound together by our faith in Christ Jesus. And for that, I thank you.